Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining our session today. My name is Harsh. I come to you from WEM APAC. I am coming to you from the city of Pune. Cloudy skies, lovely weather outside. It's about 27 degrees Celsius. Today, we have a very interesting session. We have one of our premier partners with us who are a part of the WEM APAC Digital Factory. The partner's name is ProDT, and ProDT is led by a young CEO. His name is Sanjeev. So we will be interacting with Sanjeev, and we have got the doer, the knight in shining armor, who's going to, do an application, make an application module complete in 45 minutes flat. Sanjeev's background is he has been a CIO. He has been at various CXO levels across the Middle East and in India. And today he leads this young, bustling organization called ProDT. Very privileged to be associated with ProDT. ProDT is a part of the WEM Digital Factory, and ProDT does a lot of projects on the WEM platform. So welcome, Sanjeev. Good morning to you, and over to you.
Good morning, Harsh, and good morning to everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. Salam to all my friends from the Middle East, and namaste to friends from India. It's a pleasure and a delight to take up this challenge to build up an application in 45 minutes. And we are up to it, and let's get going. Let me introduce the use case to the audience here. So here is a very simple use case. We live in a very VUCA world, and the recipe to transformation is digitization. We are taking a use case, a user story of Team Optimus. They have seen a humongous increase in business transaction due to sudden changes in business environment. This has caused them to reduce their SLAs, their payments, and their business partner challenges. Internally, also a security audit came through and said they asked them to implement some security review recommendations. So what we suggest is in the next 45 minutes, we will tend to hyper-automate, integrate the solution with Google single sign-on G Suite. What we will do is take an AI solution and integrate that with WEM and blend it into WEM and clean the data and post it into Zoho Books, and all in 45 minutes. Let me introduce you to my colleague and architect Shahid, who is actually going to take us through this. Shahid has more than 10 years of experience in building applications on mobile, IoT, business processes, experience in healthcare, educational technology, fitness technology, and e-governance. So over to you, Shahid.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Harsh. Hello, everyone. Wishing you all a very good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening. We are very excited to accept this challenge of 45 possible, where we will build a solution which will help Team Optimus to streamline the bookkeeping process of invoices with the help of AI. As Sanjeev mentioned, in the next 45 minutes, Team Optimus will be able to sign in using their enterprise accounts, which is on G Suite, and then they will be able to upload invoices which they receive from their vendors, whether it be in a PDF format or an image format. And with the help of the AI engine, the invoice details will be displayed to the user in textual format, which then on verifying it, it can be pushed to Zoho Books with the help of a click of a button. Currently, they are manually entering all these invoices in Zoho Books. So let's get started. While I share my screen. Yeah, so this is the current login, which does not have a single sign-on. And this is the current workflow which is there. This is the modeler where I'll be building all the flows and everything. So meanwhile, while I'm enabling the single sign-on, Sanjeev, can you give a brief why single sign-on is required while I build this? Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Shahid.
That was my next question, Sanjeev, the importance of single sign-on. But thank you, Shahid, for telling this. So over to you, Sanjeev.
Yes. So one of the things that we have seen to guarantee digital adoption is actually creating seamless single sign-ons, ability for users to sign in without too much of friction. An increasing number of companies are adopting these multiple types of single sign-on. Whether it is a SAML-based OAuth or OAuth 2-based execution environment, or you have any custom token-based or certificate-based stringent security sign-ons, Vem allows us to integrate and configure all of those areas without much ado. These are all simple drag and drop that system allows us to do.
Yes, thank you, Sanjeev. And if you look at the platform is responsive. The platform is the Vem platform is built on .NET architecture, and within the platform resides the SQL database, which can be accessed from the platform itself. So it does not have any external connectivity or connections. Wow, and Shahid is really cracking up speed. I have to keep my breath, and hold on to the pace at which he is going. So, a question to you, Sanjeev. Looking at this, it looks like Shahid has been doing this for years and years together. What are the strengths of your organization?
Well, we are a very young company, and that is built using focus, reflection, and discipline. We envisioned building a work from home or work from anywhere styled company way back in 2018 when I started ProDT. But we found employees, easily accepting this because they were actually at their convenience. However, we did not find that a lot of stakeholders would adopt it, but pandemic just forced everyone. What we have done is we have woven a very extremely disciplined structure and a work from home environment. We are also spending a good amount of time in actually reflecting on ourselves, how we do things better, what things we are not doing good. And then, we take feedback and then we improve upon it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sanjeev. This is so heartening to know. So you were well prepared for the pandemic, I would say. Coming back to what Shahid is doing, Sanjeev, can you, he's going so fast, so can you give us a brief as to what he's trying to do here?
Well, let's say Shahid. I think Shahid has completed the first step of the integration, which is, enrolling single sign-on.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
goodness.
Yes, Sanjeev. Thank you, Ash. So what I'll just explain what we've done now. We've enabled users to sign in using their Google account. You can see now we've enabled a button. I'll first explain what I've done, and then I'll show you how it's working. So it's very simple. We've enabled single sign-on using SAML because they have their enterprise account. So we've enabled that. We just need to configure. Vem provides us a very easy configuration tool. We just need to configure the identity provider. In our case, it's Google. So we just configure these details which we receive from Google. And then we have to also configure the service provider. In our case, it's Vem's platform with Sparkplug. These details we have to configure into G Suite's admin account. And from there, so that it enables this app to allow the user identity. And then we configure the attributes. These are the attributes which we receive: the first name, last name, email, phone number, and we map these attributes to the entities we have in our database. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. And thus, after this mapping, we are just authenticating, and it's pushing to the success screen. Let's see how it's working. So I just need to select. So this is my enterprise account, and he's able to log in now. So now the user now they will be able to use their enterprise accounts and log in. Now moving to my second part. Now I'll enable the user to upload invoices in PDF or image format, and then you'll be able to preview those invoices. Thank you.
Oh, 9 minutes flat, and we got the single sign-on done. Sanjeev, what kind of practice did Shahid have on this? How much has he been practicing on this?
So for enterprise architects like Shahid, it should not take more than a couple of days to understand, how abstractions are done in Vem as a platform and how do you use them. Then it all depends on, how they have to start thinking in Vem, and then that's as simple as thinking business process flows and executing it.
Kind of like a BA overview or something like that? You need a BA overview?
Yes. As you can see in the modeler, while Shahid was doing it, what he was doing is he was just creating a business process and executing that. Yes, definitely there are certain logical conditions to be added, which which is very simple and easy as you would do in a normal technology development environment. Okay. For juniors and for people who are just beginning development, it is very easy. We take just about a week to 10 days of self-paced learning environment. We give them some internal applications to be built. These are some practice applications that they build and learn the patterns of execution for a proper business transformation exercise.
Wow, and here's the invoice screen, and all we see is drag and drop. You drag from your data structure, put it in, and then you go onto the top panel, you save, and you can actually have a look at the preview. Very simple. That's the preview. Where you know what's happening. So this is good. Sanjeev, what kind of clients do you have right now? Are they specific to any region?
Well, we are servicing clients across Middle East, India, Australia, Europe, Korea, all sorts of continents we are covering, work from home and, getting onto Teams and Zoom calls has made life easy for all of us. And the kind of principles of Agile that we are allowing, it allows us to work anywhere and anybody in the world.
Yeah, and in fact, we have drawn a leaf from your tenants here that we have now got our employees all across Asia Pacific, just like you have your team, across the Indian subcontinent. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing for learning. And can you explain something about the BOT model to us? What do you mean by a BOT model when you deal with projects?
Well, BOT model is, very interesting model. We have executed two projects. The second one is going on with an edutech company. What we do is we agree on the certain outcomes and a budget, and we actually achieve those outcomes in that budget. So instead of just having an entrepreneur approach only, we actually be a part of the CXO team as an entrepreneur, consult them, guide them, build the digital solutions for them, and actually achieve the outcomes, whether it is, like how here we are saying that, the SLAs have to be improved. This is how businesses function and they pride themselves with. So we achieve those outcomes like how we are achieving for Team Optimus today.
Excellent. What I'm seeing here is, dragging of buttons and forms, and you have the complete panel properties on the right hand side. So all Shahid does is he plays around like you play around with Lego blocks. You play around with the properties. You choose what we want. It's a brilliant tool for UI UX. You can change the look and feel of the form. Deriving the best. You can even import different CSS or CSV files when you build a structure. So, Sanjeev, what is the team constitution of ProDT? I mean, I know that you're a young organization. How big is your team and what are the skill sets?
Well, we are a very young team. Probably Shahid, as a technical architect, has the most experience. One of the guys who has the most experience apart from me. But our core team, average age of our team is between 3 to 4 years of experience. One of the reasons why we are taking a young team, dynamic team, is for them to actually accept, adopt, and provide creative solutions to our business users and the clients. That's the demand for today, and they are able to overcome the certain challenges and the paradigms of a traditional technology. So that's where we have a very strong focus and a young team. Our focus on application development is through no-code platforms like Vem. We are an exclusive partner of Vem. In terms of ability to deliver the kind of results through digital transformation. We also focus for our customers in areas of DevSec, infra ops. We call this as cloud operations, where we actually automate their traditional technology into the cloud and give them major savings.
Oh, thank you for that. So this was a bright young, vibrant team coming together under your leadership. What we're seeing on the screen is, dragging and dropping, building PDFs very easily possible in BEM. Compared to this way of doing things, the WEM way of doing things, and vis-a-vis the traditional hand code way of doing things, what is the time difference from what we are seeing? I know that by thumb rule, this will take a long time. And this is, I'm even trying to catch my breath when Shahid is building this application.
Yeah, so I just want to remind all our audiences that they can post their questions on the chat. We will definitely have people who are going to address. We have multilingual people in Korean, English, Hindi, Marathi. Any language you want to post. We'll try and address those questions. Coming to your question, Harsh. The traditional approach, has moved from an SDLC of waterfall, etc., large projects to, smaller microservices based projects, and agile product teams have come up, typically which consisted of product owners, user experience specialists, technical specialists, and DevSecOps people. With WEM, since we are able to actually reduce and abstract so much of the technology side of it, your entire non-functional areas are covered. You do not need that high-end resources. What you need is an ability to execute, understand the business process, understand the functional areas, which reduces your team size to probably half to 1/3, depending on the complexity of the project that you're executing. And the only skill requirement is to understand a business environment or a user stories, as we may call it, and just construct or weave out a logical solution in WEM, as Shahid is now actually dragging, simple arrows here and there, which is typical traditionally workflow-based execution that he used to do.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to follow, and I can see the clear logic. I think one of the advantages of WEM platform is that when you build a WEM platform, the application follows exactly what you want in a process. It does not tell you to force fit or do something and change it like you get even in a COTS platform where or a solution where you have to change things. Here it follows exactly what you want to do, and that's the huge advantage here. Another thing, even the best of coders can't understand what the other person is coding, but here I can follow what Shahid is doing. I know exactly which point in time and what he is doing, and I can read through. It's in simple English and with a simple logic. Yeah.
And so, as we were talking, Harsh, what Shahid has done is a single-click implementation onto the staging environment. Which would typically take a build exercise and a build manager to actually extract the source code out and then push it into a test or a staging environment. This is executed just with a one click. And I think now Shahid seems to have completed his second part B. Maybe we'll just hand over to Shahid for a moment.
Oh, good Lord. Wow. Thanks, Shahid. That was fast.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you, Harsh. So we've finished with the second part where we are now going to enable the user to upload an invoice, which he receives either in the PDF format or an image format. We've just defined a flow where we are adding the file in our database which he uploads. This is the workflow for uploading a file. He'll see the list here. He'll see the list of all the files which he is uploading, and then he'll be able to preview the invoice out here. So let's just see. So, okay, so this is the this is where we will be showing. Now let me just upload an invoice. Okay. So now so this invoice has been uploaded. Let's just preview it, and here you can see the preview of that invoice. Which we have uploaded now. So we can either upload a PDF or an image. So now I've selected a PDF, and these are the details. Now I'll move on to the second part, third part, which is the main part, where I will send this file to the AI engine, and that AI engine will return us raw data with all the details, with most of the details which we have trained it to send. For example, the buyer address, the buyer name, the vendor address, the vendor name, and a couple of more details. We've trained it. So you'll receive that data in raw format. Then we'll extract and clean it and display it as an invoice list out here. And the user can then probably edit all that data, and on successfully editing, then he can approve it, and on approval it will be sent to Zoho Books. So I'll start with the third part. Thank you.
Thank you, Shahid. I mean, that was amazing. And you're already going on to the last segment where you will actually integrate this with, external world cloud or applications like Zoho Books. I'm sure this can be integrated with everything across, as long as they have got APIs and connectors. And if they don't, we can build it. Sanjeev, so, great that you have this young team with you and they can build applications at breathtaking speed. What's your vision? Where do you think you want to take ProDT forward in the next 24 months?
Yes, Harsh, what we are currently building is a digital factory styled execution team where, we can actually work from anywhere in the world on a few standardized platforms of execution. By the same time, next year, we should be a hyper automation company with, credible execution patterns in terms of being able to automate 99.99% of your business processes. Having said that, we also understand that enterprises do have digital assets existing as well as traditional, as well as some COTS-based applications that they've implemented. And that's where, our choice of platforms like Vem help us, stitch and build these solutions and weave the business processes into a unique, DNA of an organization or an enterprise, which it is known for with its clients. So this is where we combine the power of DevOps, DevSecOps, and RPA, and provide the user, provide companies a complete experience of digital transformation.
Thank you, Sanjeev. And I wanted to, draw your attention to the window where Shahid is working. It's an amazing window with different functions. Sanjeev, what is Shahid doing right now? He's building an API.
Yes, this is, traditionally an API is, I'm sure a lot of people out here would agree with me that API is composing of 3 or 4 stages. One is preparing your data, which is called the payload, calling the API as a service. Third is receiving the response back from the calling function or a web service or a microservice, either in an XML or a JSON format, and then logically binding it into your business process. So exactly that is what is happening in a 4-step workflow, which Shahid is currently doing. And this is how execution happens. And then Shahid will explain you in detail what he would be doing in terms of how he actually manipulates the payload when it is returned, how he logically constructs it back and maps it to its internal data structures.
Oh, so what would take at least an hour, and a couple of hours to the minimum, and days, this gets done in minutes, where you just plug and play and populate the data fields.
Absolutely. I think, in Vem, there is seldom we go wrong because we work in a very, very exciting integration environment.
Yeah, Sanjeev, you come with a lot of experience. Your background is formidable with different technologies, and you've handled some critical roles in large enterprises. Where do you feel, and what do you feel rather, that it's different of Vem vis-a-vis your previous experiences?
Yeah. So my learning over the last 23 to 25 years has been that automation and digital transformation, the key is high degree of adoption. And to enable high degree of adoption, we need to keep pace with the business environment and how the pace with which it is changing. So I'm sure participants on this call must be knowing and delivering requirements on an as of yesterday basis, a term which is well known in a technology industry. This is where WEM surpasses all other platforms that I have seen and worked with. It is the ability to impact changes, work with multiple team members at the same time, be real time with the code changes or the logic changes that you are doing across the board is far, far superior than any other platform that I have seen. And it also aligns to a lot of the principles of agile, which is democratic execution, ability to actually execute with a technical excellence. WEM as a solution allows my team to become champions in technology execution. In the end, the business is looking at outcomes. We are looking at delivering clear outcomes to the business, and that's where the modernization programs that we are executing are very, very smooth and easy for on platforms like WEM. So give an example. We built a very high speed catalog search for a Korean client. They had a B2B solution and they wanted to integrate a search and a high speed search, sub millisecond search. What we did is used Elasticsearch and weaved that into a B2B user integration environment, a catalog search environment, which was giving them just like an Amazon like search environment to them. And this was done flat in 6 to 7 days.
Wow. Sanjeev, you also mentioned a lot about the stitch and build philosophy whenever we catch up, So would you like to explain what do you mean by stitch and build philosophy?
Yeah, so this is something which the last 10 years I've been trying to practice, that we should work with our strengths and stitch them to our into a business process. Over the last 15 years since I've been actually leading teams and delivering outcomes to our clients, what I've seen is that organizations differentiate by them through its people, process, and maturity. It is not that if we have implemented a SAP or something, we will be able to differentiate ourselves. That definitely enables. But we have also seen that one size fit all does not work because of this differentiated approach of organizations. Okay. And lastly, I think in the last 7-8 years, because of advent of microfunctions and microservices, specializations in the areas of CRM, marketing, accounting, etc. So I don't think so. We need to rebuild all of those capabilities continuously. So stitch and build as a philosophy, which I tell all my clients as well as all my team members, is if it is built, let's try and integrate and weave it into a business process. Focus on creating decision management structures in your applications, focus on data and augmentation of data using tools like AIs, etc., so that we are able to give a much better outcome to our customers.
Thank you, Sanjeev. I think that was a good, interesting insight on this. Now, these are all good things about WEM. Do you think there are any challenges, or is there any Achilles heel for WEM as a platform where you have an issue or you faced any challenge?
Harsh, before I come to the challenges, maybe Shahid is eager to implement the third portion and show it to us.
Okay, he's broken all sorts of records. It's 11:29. Okay, 25 minutes, because we spoke for about 4 minutes. Go for it, Shahid.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you, Ash. So let me just explain to you what I've done, and then I'll show. Then we'll see if it's working. So what we have done is we've actually here we are actually showing the loader while the file is being uploaded. So we are sending this file to the AI engine. So while it's being uploaded, we are showing the loader out here. Then we are there's some initial setup which we are doing to set the data for the file to be sent. So we are doing this out in this flowchart. And then the main part where we are actually sending this file for AI extraction. So as Sanjeev mentioned, yes, this is an HTTP call we are making. It's a post call. We can actually do different types of calls: get, post, put, any HTTP method we can call. We can also integrate with any authentication like basic or OAuth2, any type of authentication. These are the details which we are setting up. We can map the request body, response body, the request headers, everything we can set it out here. Then on receiving the response, we are then this is the node where we are actually mapping all that data. we had an initial sample JSON which we took and we created from that as an example, and we exported from that JSON. We are then actually going ahead and mapping it to attributes of our database so that it can be saved locally. And yeah, and then after the API, it returns the response. After that, we are actually saving this data. These are the couple of flowcharts which we are saving, setting the result. Now, because this data is in raw format, because it will be all in raw format, then we actually extract and clean it. And the extraction and cleaning part is done out here. We have a couple of predefined rules which we have set. Based on these rules, like we can remove the buyer address, the buyer name, invoice date, vendor name, everything. All these couple of things we've defined. We have a predefined rules, and from that raw data, we extract the invoice details and we display it to the user in the preview. So let's see. I'll try to run and see if this file is being file will be predicted. Let's try this. Let me just reload. Yeah. So here you will see the invoice details, all the invoice details. Here you will see the raw data which we receive from the AI engine and the version and all. So let's see. Let's hope this works. So this is a pretty simple process of calling the API, and yes, it worked. So here you can see the whole invoice details. Here we received the data in raw format, the seller address, invoice number, everything. And on cleaning the data, this is the invoice which we received. Here you can see the invoice. So this was a PDF, and from the PDF we extracted the data and we displayed it to the user. Now, if the user wants to edit it, like if he feels that there is some issue on something, he can come and he can edit the invoice. And on uploading, then he can approve it. On approving, this invoice will be sent to Zoho Books. Let me just show you what we are doing in Zoho Books, and then we'll push this to Zoho Books. Zoho Books, currently here is the Zoho Books screen where we will see as of now there are no bills, and once it's uploaded, you will be able to see the bills out here. So what we are doing for Zoho Books is actually we've integrated OAuth 2 like we did for single sign-on. We did use SAML. For Zoho Books, we are doing OAuth integration, which is also pretty straightforward. Vem gives a very good tool where we just need to enable all these configuration which we receive during OAuth, and we have defined the flow where we upload the bill. The Zoho bill, we get the access token, and there we did not export any JSON, but here now we are actually forming a JSON which has to be sent to the sent to Zoho Books, the payload. This is the API call which we are making, and when we receive the response, we save it. So let's see. Let's try and approve this. So you can see now it's going to Zoho Books, it's getting the token and everything, and it's being uploaded here. So now we've got the Zoho Books ID, and let me just. Yeah, so now it's been pushed to Zoho Books. Let me also try and see if we can, if this is working for an image as well. Let me just upload an image invoice. Okay. So this is a file. This is a file which we have uploaded. This is a laptop on rent and everything. So this is another invoice which they have received, which Team Optimus has received. Now let's predict this. Yes. So see, you can see here we are getting the raw data out here, and then it's been updated out here. For some reason, the total is not coming. So probably we have to train the AI engine to send this data. Meanwhile, the user can actually go and change the details out here, and he can put some details out here, save it, and then approve it. And this is also now pushed to Zoho Books. Let's see on Zoho Books. Here we go. So we've uploaded the second invoice also. So this is pretty straightforward. Like, so now the user will be able. We made it so easy for the user that he has to just come here, upload an invoice, predict the data and just verify, and on approving it will be pushed to Zohobook. So we have actually, like Sanjeev said, our stitch and build philosophy. With the help of that, we have enabled Team Optimus to digitize their process of bookkeeping of invoices, and VEM and AI has helped us a lot for this. So with this we've done with our app. Do you think we've done it in 45 minutes?
You finished it in 30 minutes. Okay, that sets a record of all sorts here, that you built something, integrated it, and had a complex mechanism, done APIs in about 30 odd minutes. And I think your explanation was longer than what it was. So it was amazing. With this, I think one last question was to Sanjeev, and then we can have the forum open. Sanjeev, last question. Any challenges you faced with VEM, and
Yes.
any differentiation? Yeah.
Yes, so Harsh, I haven't come across technology without issues. It will be, unfair to say that there are no challenges. There are challenges, but platform does, act up sometimes. But it does happen with anything and everything. The way VEM has the runtimes have been implementing using, Kubernetes and Docker that we have implemented. It makes us, it makes the platform self-correcting. On top of it, we have a support team, who we go to, and their response times are fairly between in market, within our market or Middle East as a market, and they give us great support in 4 to 5 hours. So this is great, and the attitude of the team is amazing. So it excites us to work with the team and ensure that we deliver solutions to our clients seamlessly.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev. And with this, what we will have is a short Q&A session. We can answer, questions, any questions, any doubts, any queries the audience has. Over to you, Bindu.
I think Harsh, the audience also needs a breather now. It was so fast that the audience is also tired. It's lovely. First of all, thank you, Shahid. I think Sanjeev will change the name now. It's not 45 possible, it's 30 possible now.
Thank you.
So we had some questions on integrations, Sanjeev and Harsh. So if you can highlight that, you've done one integration with Zohobooks. What are the other integrations that you have worked on? I remember, Sanjeev, there's a good slide that you showed that you've done so many integrations. So can you just?
Yes, definitely. So I think we have integrated with all sorts of different types of single sign-ons. Like one question came is Azure AD. Yes, we have done it. Have we done it with we have done it with face recognition, with Amazon recognition, and Amazon's identity provider capabilities. Yes, so we have done all of those, and we have completed roughly about, I was counting the other day, roughly about 20 different types of integrations that we have done on VEM. Okay, there was another question that came through, which was whether we have integrated with SAP Oracle. Yes, we have integrated SAP Oracle. So one client of ours is now looking at Oracle NetSuite. We have done some POCs on that, so definitely that is integratable. SAP, I think as part of the Digital Factory, we have one of our Digital Factory participants who have done integration with SAP. We have done some interesting integrations with lead generation solutions and CRM solutions as well.
Great. So there is another question from Ravikant Kumar, Sanjeev, if you can answer that. Can it also create an automated data extract from SQL database per third-party specs basis, row and column position specs?
Yes, creating data extracts is one of the strengths of VEM. So exporting and importing data, complex structures of data can be done on VEM fairly seamlessly. So VEM comes out, so you can import data from Excel, XML, JSON, in other file formats into VEM, and then export it back into any of these file formats.
And I know Harsh had asked you this during the session, but if you can again highlight that, how much time would this entire thing that Shahid has done in 30 minutes would take in a traditional coding method?
Traditional coding method, so this is 30 minutes, we had done some few hours of prep work also behind the scenes. And looked at some of our previous experiences of cleaning and extracting data. So that was just a few hours of work. But overall, this kind of a solution at least would take minimum a week for somebody to do it in a traditional technology.
Oh, wow.
Wow. And there was a query on the debugging aspect as well. So would you like to highlight that?
Yes. This is 2 years ago when we started with Vem, debugging was a little difficult on Vem, but Vem has come up with very interesting debugging approaches. Whether you can debug in a development environment, which is called the preview. You can do it in a staging environment, and interestingly, we can do it without having access to the data. We can still debug in a production environment as well. So, this is the beauty of Vem vis-a-vis a lot of our traditional platforms where, even on a production environment, we are able to actually debug without, causing any disruption to the existing, users. So those are the three key areas where we are able to actually use the benefits.
Wow. Indeed. Harsh, you would like to add something on it?
Any more questions? Feel free. We can.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see if there are any more questions, or otherwise we can highlight one or two aspects of Vem as a platform.
Yes. You can continue. If there are any, I'll point them out to you, Harsh.
Yeah. So one of the things which I would like to highlight is, the platform itself is very, very robust. We follow all security standpoints and standards. So the platform itself is kept in a cloud. The Vem public cloud is very secure. It is ISO 27001 certified. We are open to do penetration testing. So if you want to, most of our clients are on public cloud, by the way. Yes, there is a choice of public and private or on-premise deployment, all the three choices. Most of our clients are on public cloud, but we are open for private cloud deployment, on-premises deployment. The beauty of the Vem platform is the TCO. Most of our competition, I can't call them competition because they're low code, and while we are no code, and they have this thing based on users and end users and the sizing and everything. It's very, very tedious. But for us, it is based on just the application or the portals which make an application. So licensing is very, very simple and easy to understand. It's not complex at all. It's very easy to understand. So, a combination of easy licensing mechanism, deployment on all three standards of cloud, public, private, and on-premise, plus compliant with all the security standards. I think it's an absolute win-win-win combination. And the best part is we can prove it to you. We can invite you if you have any POCs to be done, or if there is any MVP to be built. Our team would really like to assist and take it forward. Sanjeev, any message to be given as to where you think the world is going to from an entrepreneur or from a thought leader point of view?
Well, I think the age is of no code. In the next 5 years, as we see, most of I think 60 to 70% of traditional coding will move into the direction of no code. So this is where the demand is. This is where the direction is. And ability to integrate and create beautiful and incisive workflow solutions out of no code is where it is going. I think, and this is something which we've just started with the COVID as as a challenge that was thrust upon the entire world. But this is where we are before AI takes over and eliminates the coders in us.
Okay. Question here.
Sorry, Harsh.
Yeah, there's a question. Do we have a community edition of Vem? So here's the best part of Vem as a platform. As of now, at least it is there till some time, I would say maybe a month, that the development environment of WEM is free. So if you have a college community, if you have a startup community, if you are an organization and you have got this brilliant idea which you want to showcase, welcome to WEM platform. You can build, you can showcase on the development arena. Only when we publish, that's where the billing counter starts, and that is very, very easy on the wallet. So the development environment is free. We can use WEM as a platform. We are happy to assist. Coming to Sanjeev, sorry, Bindu, you wanted to say something?
No, nothing. It was that question itself.
Okay, so coming to Sanjeev and his team, here is a young organization, young, developers, and they have cracked through brilliant projects in a matter of weeks, withstanding huge amounts of pressure. And the uniqueness about the WEM delivery is the digital factory. We deliver all our projects from our digital factory and the WEM Center of Excellence. And very proud to be associated with ProDT, who is our premier partner on the digital factory front. So thank you, Sanjeev, for such a brilliant show. And really hats off to Shahid. I think he cracked it in 30 minutes flat. And now we're figuring out how to match that in the next 45 possible, which is coming to you in I think another 30 days time.
Yes. So we have the next session coming up in September. And if you have any queries or anything that you, please feel free to write to us or on these email addresses, or you can directly go onto our website and fill up the form, and we'll be there to address all of those queries. Just a small highlight for everyone who's been following WEM for so long. We have a new logo. I think most of you would have seen it. So please do keep following us on our social channels because we are having an amazing makeover, and the website's also changing. Please do look out for that space. Okay, and thank you.
Bindu. Thank you, Harsh, and all the audience and their questions. Thank you very much. It was definitely a humbling and a privilege to be part of this.
Team, actually, Sanjeev, to your entire team, and to everyone. So there were so many people behind the scenes for this. So please be thank you everyone for this, and we will be up. Sorry, Harsh.
Right, so thank you, and have a safe week ahead. Looking forward for all of us meeting in the month of September. We've got another WEM partner coming in and building something cool for us. So great, Sanjeev. You've set a new benchmark for all of us here. Instead of 45 possible, you made it. Shahid has made it 30 possible. So great work, Shahid. Thank you, and have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjeev.
Bye.